Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. My name is DeMarcus Tunsil. I'm here with the Beta Project, here with the 2020 Vision, getting us right on this 2020 journey. Everybody said 2020 is going to be your year, the year of vision. So the question is, what are you doing to make that happen? And today is March 9th, and we have the challenge of adversity as our topic, the challenge of adversity. And in our title, our quote today is, it is your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that will determine how your life story will develop. And so the reason I named this challenge of adversity, because ironically enough, the adversity itself is a challenge, is because what I wanted to do is I wanted you to understand that there's a situation that's going on, but in every situation, you get the choice and you get the choice and the chance to step up, step out, or to fall over and just let it overwhelm you like a sea, So you can either get a boat and go travel the sea, or you can just let the sea drown you, and it's up to you. So I want to kind of talk about this for a second because I have a quick story, one of my Uber stories. Really nice guy. I'm going to call him Simon because I like the chipmunks, and that's how we're going to roll it. Good morning. How are you? So Simon, he gets in my car, and I noticed that he has a walking cane, a blind walking cane. And so he gets in my car, and so I'm talking with him, and I'm asking him questions about things. And so I ask him, I say, so, what's it like today, in today's day and age to be blind? And, somehow we got to know how it happened. And what he told me is that he, at one point in time, had he said pilot's vision. Pilot's vision is actually supposed to be better than the regular vision. It's supposed to be this amazing, amazing, amazing thing. And he had pilot's vision at one point in time. And then some situations happened in his life where his vision went from being pilot's vision, which is the best vision you can have, to, I think he said, almost blind, to the point where he couldn't see very much in front of him. And so that was a huge adversity point, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of those things where, could you imagine losing your sight? And not only losing your sight, how would you respond to losing your sight? Would you give up hope? Or would you step up and create a life that was perfect for you? See, he actually stepped forward and he created this life that went really well for him. That he didn't sit back and just wallow in the sadness of what he lost, but instead he focused in on what he had so he could continue his growth and continue that story. Had he not focused in on what he had and got lost in the sea of sadness and the sea of wallowing and sorrow and depression, his life would have been nothing more than just whatever he got. He just kind of think about it. Okay, so the thing about seas, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the sea, you go. If you're not swimming, you go where the sea takes you. If the sea wants to go to the right, you're going to the right. If the sea wants to go to the left, you're going to the left. If the sea wants to come up and pound you in the head, and you're going down. And if you don't do anything, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find yourself dead in the sea. In the sea of sadness, sea of depression, sea of whatever, as this adversity pops up. But if you're swimming and you're willing to swim against the current, it's going to be hard sometimes because you're going to go against where the sea wants to go right, but you're swimming left. It's going to be harder, but there are going to be times where the sea and you are going the exact same way. But you have to be willing to do the work in the sea. The challenge of adversity is not to get lost in it, okay? So let me go back to that quote again and show you, it's the reaction. How you react to something's going to happen. How you react to that adversity will determine your life story, not the adversity itself. We cannot change what happens to us, but we can change how we respond to what happens to us. You get what I'm saying? Now, and the reason I say we can't change what happens to us is most of the stuff that we get is based on the fact that we did something that kind of created something, or just something happens. And so we may not be able to change that. So what we cannot change, we have to take that out of our minds and not worry about what we can change, but worry about how we respond to that change. One of the best, examples I can give, because obviously Simon in itself in the story is a great example. But Michael Jordan, when he quit his career when his father came along and he passed, he quit his career. And when he quit his career, everybody was very sad. Some of you guys ain't even old enough to remember this time. And he quit his career, but then he came back. And he came back, he wasn't as good, but he came back, and then he became strong, and next thing you know, he's Jordan again. But the challenge that adversity had is that at that point in time, he knew that basketball was tied to something more. And so he quit because he thought that was going to make him happy, whatever. But he's a champion in his own right. Michael's a champion, right? So if Michael's a champion, he knows that he needs to come back home. And he did. And he came back and he crushed it. But the adversity in that situation, the challenge in hit adversity is, do I quit the game I love and I've been training for forever because I've gone so hard and I've gone so far to become a champion, or do I go ahead and I just quit? But you can't quit, ladies and gentlemen. If you quit, your legacy goes with you. There's so many times and so many people who don't get a chance to step up into their legacy because they quit long before. So what I'm telling you to do is, ladies and gentlemen, don't quit. You have an option. You have a choice. You just got to make a different choice. At any point in time, you get a chance to attack your adversity, but you've got to change the way you are attacking it now. If you don't like the response you're giving to your adversity, then you have to make a new move. Learn how to control you. You can't control anything outside of you. You can only control yourself. How you react, what you do, all these different things. Respond and not react, etc. But it's a challenge with adversity. That's your challenge. And so I have one more quote here, and then we'll get out. Adversity causes some men to break and other men to break records. So why is it that that same adversity hits somebody and they just fall over and it's over for them, and a different person, it hits another person and they break a record? They become stronger. It's this. We always talk about how strong your mind is. It's fertile ground. And if you're not programming this before adversity comes, then what happens is that when adversity comes and hits you, now you have nothing to stand on except for your emotions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we can't trust our emotions all the time. But if adversity comes and it hits you and your mind is ready, you start programming your mind from the start. Now you can stand up and use that as fuel. See, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, fuel can actually run a car, but it can also burn down a house. So how you use your fuel will matter. How you use your fuel and what you do with your fuel matters. So what I want you to think about is that, yeah, it's okay because some men are going to break, but there are going to be others that break records. So what I need you to tell me is, when your adversity comes, or if you're in your adversity right now, the challenge will be, what will you do when that shows up? How will you respond? How will you react when that adversity comes to light? Will you fall over? Will you just let the sea take you where it goes? Or will you stand up and become a champion? There are all these stories. You've seen movies all day long where adversity hits a guy and he hits a guy and he hits another guy and hits the same dude, 12 different things, and that guy stands tall and he becomes a hero. But then there's some movies where you go that adversity hits, and that guy falls over and he dies. And he's not the hero of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the hero or heroine of your own story. So now it's time for you to step up and be that. Don't let adversity take you down. It will happen. How you respond and react to it, that's what matters. Here we go one more time. It is your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that will determine how your life develops. And last, adversity, it can cause some men to break and others to break records. Which one will you be? Will you be the one who falls over, or will you be the one that stands tall? That's all I have. I believe and I love in each and every single one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic Monday. Remember, it's not your Monday that sucks, it's your life that sucks. You need to change your life and make sure you have a better life, so that that adversity of waking up Monday morning doesn't hit you. And it's yours. It's your time. So what you do with it matters. So I will talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen. Have a blessed day. Bye.